It's a story about an entrepreneur, the father of a friend of mine, who literally helped anyone at any time with anything that he could possibly help them with. And my friend, who's British, Pakistani originally, now lives in Malaysia, flew to the UK to attend his father's janazah. And he says thousands and thousands of people showed up at his father's janazah, and he had no idea who these people were. And he's like, my father's body was released because in the UK there's a mandatory autopsy that's done when a person dies. Muslim or not, they have to do it, right? I know the laws are changing now. But subhanAllah, he says, the body of my father was released very quickly and we found it strange. And he said, I was so curious, how did my father have so many people at his janazah, people that I've never seen and met before in my life? So he said, he's telling me this personally, in person, face to face. He says, I went to meet certain people at the janazah and I just asked them, how did you know my father? And one of them says, you know, I was sitting in the masjid one day and I was making dua to Allah. I wanted to get married, but I didn't know how I could even pay for a nikah. How could I even pay for a walima? I have no place to stay. And your father asked me one day, what was I making dua for? And I told him, and he says, it's okay. Arrange your marriage, I'll pay for everything, and I'll put you in an apartment. Then another person, he goes and he asks him, he says, you know, how did you know my father? He said, you know, I always wanted to make Hajj, and I ran into your father one day, and he said he was going for Hajj, and we were sitting in the masjid talking. And then he said, you know what? Why don't you come with me? You seem like a nice guy. I need someone to come with me because they're getting old, right? And this brother, my friend's father, he went for Hajj, I think 32 years in a row, right? And subhanAllah, he told this brother, he says, why don't you come with us? He's like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, come with us. I'll pay for your Hajj. You just come with us. You know, come, I'm taking my wife. You just carry our bags and stuff. Make it easy for us, but I'll pay for your Hajj. So he says, your father paid for my Hajj and allowed me to go for Hajj. And he taught me how to do Hajj throughout the entire trip. And he's like, wow, mashallah, my dad did that for you? He said, yeah. And he goes, I'm the doctor who, when I pulled open the drawer and I saw your father's body there in the morgue of the hospital, I began to shed tears because I saw the man who paid for my Hajj. The man who taught me how to even perform Hajj while we went for Hajj. And I thought the least I can do to repay him is to clear his body on the day that he dies, to allow his family the ease of burying him and having a proper janazah. He said, I'm the doctor that released your father's body. And that goes to show you how youth can impact the world. Become entrepreneurs, become dynamic, and trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.